What's good, everybody? My name is SorensBlade. If you don't know who I am, I typically stream a lot of Square Enix related content over on the Twitch channel, but today I'm going to be playing through the Rising event from Final Fantasy XIV. The reasoning that I'm doing this and then throwing it up on YouTube here is a lot of people in the community have asked to see my reaction to the event. I know this event is always a little bit more on the emotional side, and I'm a big soft baby, and people like seeing me nearly cry publicly and live. So that's what we're doing here, and the reason I'm recording it instead of streaming it is I won't be able to stream the rest of this week because I have a flight that is going to be super early in the morning tomorrow. So I wanted to get this out as quickly as possible. So that said, we're gonna get straight into it. I'm excited. I love the Rising event. I remember last year, I'm assuming that we're going to see Yoshi P again, but we'll see. Look, there it is. There's that card. Message in a bottle, and of course, Brave New Y'shtola. I'm so excited. So excited for Brave New Y'shtola. All right. Seek your aid in a matter of grave import. Okay. Well, if it isn't the shining star who set so many hearts aflame with his high-flying feats at the Moonfire Fair, thanks in no small part to your contributions, we will be able to close the curtain on this year's festivities in style. Through the revelry and rejoicing it may have ended, needless to say, there's still plenty of work to be done. Speaking of which, would you be averse to lending a fatigued festival attendant a helping hand? Of course not. While we were favored with spectacular crowds again this year, I fear that comes with an unfortunate after effect, which is to say this beautiful beach remains cluttered with an unsightly amount of rubbish and refuse much more so than I could ever hope to gather up on my own. While I realize this is a rather trivial task to impose upon an adventurer of your stature, not the first time, would you be so kind to help me tidy up a bit? It would really mean everything to me, okay? Should you find any discarded items, simply return them here. I will sort through them and see that they are disposed of in a proper fashion. Okay, so where do we go? Ah, right over there. Let's go ahead and we're going to pick the superior mount right here. The fat cat. Ah, there's a bunch of crap. A rusty fishing rod. Okay, cool. Paper scraps. An empty bottle. How could people litter like this? Keep yours, you clean. Alright, I got your stuff. Welcome back. I can already see that the beach is cleaner for your efforts. I would be happy to take any discarded items you picked off your hands. Sure. And this. There you go. Toss it into those bags of trash. Thank you, friend. We truly appreciate your efforts. After all, it just wouldn't do to launch the celebratory fireworks over a beach littered with jetsam and junk. True. Well, now, what have we here? It appears an ordinary bottle, but is this a letter inside? How curious, why I do believe I'll take a closer look. Never till land, heavens spew crimson, seep black dooms, stray seeds valiant. It's no use, the ink is smudged in so many places, deciphering the letter in full is all but impossible. That said, all this talk of heavens spewing crimson and seeping black dooms, it isn't very pleasant, is it? No, not really. Wait, I just had a thought. What if this message, a warning of sorts, intended to help us forestall an impending calamity? Perhaps I'm overthinking this, but better safe than sorry, wouldn't you say? Why, I've half a mind to take off immediately and investigate further myself. Sadly, I still have another half of a beach here to clean. Please, might you be so kind to look into the letter on my behalf? My friend Braun in Limsa, he's a veteran reporter of the veritable Herber Herald. Or is it Herber? Depending on where you live. Just happened to be an expert on cryptic poems and prophecies. I'm sure he'll be able to tell you something about it, okay? Terribly sorry to burden you with yet another menial task like this, but the fate of the realm may very well be at stake. Feel like that's stretching it a little bit, but okay. And wherever this leads, I promise to compensate you properly for your labor. Safe travels, friend. Okay. You can trust in little Lala me. All right, over by the aft castle. Okay. Cool. Where am I going? I wonder how Yoshi P and the GMs and all that are going to show. I hope that they show up. I really loved that the last year. I assume that they do it every year. All right, there you are. Braun, I have a letter for you. Man, this music gets me every freaking time. I'm such a nerd. Something I can do for you, stranger. If it's business with Braun, best state it quickly. This guy has leads to follow and incidents to investigate. I will only take a minute of your time, friend. I don't even know how to say this woman's name. Wondering about this letter, you say. Well, you couldn't have come to a better place. Hand it over, my good man. Let Braun see what he can glean for you. Well, you just ran off. Oh, okay. Oh, it's this music. Did Braun know it or did Braun know it? There's no mistaking these chocobo scratches. This is a quillsmanship of none other than that roving minstrel of no small repute. Yeah, it is. As for the content of the letter, why, it is none other than a peculiarly passage from the 7th verse of the Divine Chronicles, as writ by Messiah Thousand Eyes so many years ago. I'm butchering so many names today. If you'd care to hear it, old Bran would be happy to perform a dramatic reading of the full words. Sure. Ne'er till land consumes sun can sea bear moons, heavens spew crimson flame, hell's seep black dooms. Stray seeds quicken and ashes gray embrace, valiant blades forged under the 12's good grace. Pretty ominous to say the least, no? But I wouldn't be worrying over much. Scholars posted that this is a prophecy foretelling the 7th umbral calamity, which we all know has come and gone, well, long since gone, and thank the 12 for that. As for why our minstrel friend saw fit to scribble this down, bottle it, and toss it in the sea, well, why don't we saunter on over to Ul'dah and ask the good man himself? After all, what with it being the rising and all, it has as good an occasion as any to reflect upon the rebirth of our realm. Damn right it is. I love this event. Okay, he's in that same spot that he was in last year too. Wonder what this is all about. I know I'm so behind on running this event, but I had so much stuff going on this last month. For a lot of people like in the community, if you're in the Discord or anything, you know how crazy it's been for both me, IRL, with weddings and traveling and stuff, and everybody else has been having a rough month as well. It's been crazy. I know I'm super late on getting through this event, but I can't wait. What's gonna happen? Well met, my friends. Might I interest you in a song? Actually, we have a question, sir. Oh, an interview with the Harbor Herald himself. No, himself. You say, you do this humble minstrel a great honor. I'd be happy to oblige, but be forewarned, there may be matters which I am not at liberty to divulge. Interesting. But of course, anything and everything you'd be willing to tell me and my colleague, Old Bran, would be nothing but appreciative. The Wandering Minstrel. Well, my friends, I must say, this brings me back a ways. I did indeed scribe this letter many years ago, before the calamity described therein came to pass. Okay, so it's an older... With disaster looming high, I sauntered a small farming village just a stone's throw from Bloodshore, near what is now Costa del Sol, though none called it that by name in those times. I spent night and day penning countless letters identical to this one. I placed each one in a bottle and I cast them into the sea in hopes of warning Eorzeans far and wide about the realm's impending doom. Many of my adventurer acquaintances assisted me in the task. To think of one of those letters would find its way to you after so many years, yes, fate works in mysterious ways. What does that mean? Play me a song, Yoshi. Why, yes, I do believe my muse stirs within me. If you might indulge me for a moment. Okay. Here we are. What? Hello? What the what? What is happening? It's me. Why is it me? I'm so confused. Greetings, Warrior of Light. You needn't be alarmed. I can already tell I'm getting emotional. Shit. He's wearing the Gunbreaker outfit from FanFest, dude! This is a world that exists outside your reality. Could it be a dream, a flight of fancy conjured by your wary mind? Perhaps, or perhaps not. What's up, Yoshi? What's up, Yoshi P, dude? I love it. Every time. I know, like, it's every time, every year, but it's just I swear. It's a pleasure to welcome you here again, old friend, or shall I call you the Warrior of Darkness? In any event, it's been quite an adventure we've shared, you and I. Ah, dude. Oh, how the years have flown by since I crossed the rift to this world. I trust that your adventures here yet stir your heart and nourish your soul. We are still here just as ever, scribbling the events that will go down in the history of this vast realm. A job, of course, that we could not do were it not for your extraordinary exploits. One might even say that just as you have embarked on your adventures, we have also been adventure of our own. Look at all the lalas. Each adventure brings meetings and partings and countless trials that must be overcome. The task is never an easy one, but at journey's end, we emerge stronger, more enlightened, and closer to the individuals we want to be. Well said. For this reason and many more, this world we share with you is near and dear to our hearts as nothing else could be. Here it comes. I'm gonna get all sad. It's gonna get all emotional. And so I will remain here, singing of your great deeds, those that have come to pass and those that are yet a dream, and together we will tell a tale that will live on long after we are gone. Yeah, legacy, dude. Now the time has come for this vision to end. Time for your eyes to open from this waking dream. In truth, there are others who have messages they wish to share with you, but do not worry, we shall find a way. Ever will we be watching over you. Guide the realm unto peace and happiness, Warrior of Darkness, till we next meet. It's so touching, dude. Every time, just the devs reaching out and talking with us. What a song! Why, that has to be the most mellifluous, moving composition that I've ever heard. You've outdone yourself this time, my friend. Why, I'd best get back to the Herald and put pen to parchment before I go, forgetting these words. Be seeing you, friend, and tell Polanio, the greatest Gaz in Limsa sends his regards. Okay, will do, dude. The calamity took much from us, but Eorzea rose from the rubble and ashes to stand as strong today as she ever has. And to you, whose courage and devotion will see our realm to an even brighter tomorrow, I dedicate this song. O hero of rebirth traversing, heal you this sacred land, lay bare cloistered truths and tame the skies, let Azure guide your hand. O hero of rebirth traversing, break you the tyrant's bonds, embrace your sin and chase the light. To darkness a world will dawn. When the calamity raised this land, the Eorzea we once knew was lost to us forever. You know, And yet the realm as it once was lives on to this day in the hearts of those who call it home. So it is that in this season of remembrance, my thoughts turn to those who are with us no more, into the world they left behind. For it is truly knowing and understanding our past that allows us to stride confidently toward our future. Oh, the little wince of sadness from the Lala, dude. There's the meteor. I know, like, some people think it's cringy, this event and everything, but they nail it on the head, man. The history and, like, the friendships and so much that games like Final Fantasy XIV and WoW and things like that, they create these relationships that you never would have had the opportunity to or the possibility of. And it's just so cool. And I love that they acknowledge that and they focus on that at these events. It's really cool. It's touching because you're having the devs reach out, which is super awesome. But then them also acknowledging, like, friends that you've made, friends that you've lost. It's heavy. There's a lot of truth to it. All right, I have a message for you. We got a rising vendor now. So I'm going to get my Y'shtola and then other things that I need to do. Oh, there you are. I was wondering when you'd be back. Was Braun able to help you with the puzzle meeting in the ominous missive? Yes. A years-old message to warn the people of the 7th Umbral calamity, you say. Phew, and here I was worried we were facing our impending doom all over again. No, not yet. At any rate, I owe you something for going above and beyond the call of duty for me today. This might not be much, but please take it with my most sincere gratitude. Little Y'shtola. Speaking of which, it's the strangest thing. Ever since you've left, we've had more and more of those bottles come floating in with the tide. I'm pleased to say this time the words are not ominous in the least, and judging from the penmanship, it would seem they come from a variety of senders. Oh no. Yes, messages in bottles seem to be all the rage these days. Which would be all well and good if I weren't stuck with the task of keeping these sands shiny and spotless. Which gives me an idea. If you're curious about the contents of the letters, perhaps you'd be willing to pick a few up. I'll even throw in a token provided by the festival authorities for each bottle you bring me. What are the tokens, you ask? They can be exchanged for a veritable bounty of simple, delightful, seasonal goods with the rising vendor. Take my word for it, it'll be more than worth your time. Okay, so do I just find bottles? Rising tokens, yeah, I gotta find bottles. After all you've done, you're still willing to lend a hand? Yes. You are truly a saint, or perhaps curious to find out what all these letters say. I wouldn't blame you for that, I am too. Anyhow, what with how many of them washing in these days, I don't suppose they'll be too hard to find. Bring me back what you found, and I'll open them right up. My nails are quite suited to the task, mind you, so you can read the message at your leisure. Are these going to be, like, actual messages written from the developers? Because if that's the case, if it's going to be letters from, like, Soken and Koji and the dev team and all of that, like, that will break me, dude. Message in a small bottle. The other bottles appear to have been washed away by the tide. Okay. So there's the large bottle, medium bottle, and a small bottle. What is this? What are... So curious. I like the approach here, though. Splendid. You're doing your part to clean up the beach. I'm more than happy to furnish you with this spiffy, shiny, absolutely official Rising token. Thanks. You want to hold on to it and acquire even more if you can, so that you can exchange them for a wide array of exclusive festival goods and accessories available from our vendor. Complete. But what does it say? I want to know what the letter says. In the meantime, why don't you take the letter and find a quiet spot around here to read it? I imagine that gazing up at the fireworks over the sea would do an excellent job of setting the scene. Whoever wrote this, and wherever they are, no doubt they want nothing more than for their words to reach an adventurer like you. Am I gonna end up crying? I swear, like, just reading Yoshi P's dialogue got to me, dude. What is this? God, it is gonna be shit. I said I was a huge softie. How quickly the years have flown by since we first set up that message board on an unassuming street corner. Seeing the many and myriad words written each day never fails to fill our hearts with joy and gratitude. Perhaps most enjoyable of all to read are the announcements of various festivities organized by adventurers, gatherings of fellow clansmen, adventurers' journeys to far-flung lands, and all sorts of delightful events. We tip our caps to the passionate adventurers who pour their hearts and soul into organizing these outings. Now, there's been a lot. One might liken them to a lodestone, drawing people in and bringing their minds together wherever they go. You got the fireworks. Finally, we would express our thanks to all of you who take the time to keep diaries of your journey. It is a pleasure and an honor both to have the privilege of sharing in your adventures. With best wishes, the keepers of the message boards. That's so sweet. And they deal with a lot of shit on those message boards, man. The fact that they can still have such a positive... That's cool. Alright. You got 2 more bottles for me to read and try to keep my shit together. Alright. Okay. Alright, so we got the small bottle. This is so cool. I really, really like... I like this idea of the rest of the team being able to also, like, give their voice. Okay, this is the medium bottle. Yep, here's the token. Let me... Alright. This is the medium letter. I'm ready to try not to cry again. God. It's just like, and then they give you this setting where you just chilling on the chair. What's this little book that just ran by? A tale is not complete the instant the author pens the final word. What is this thing? Wait, what was hanging out with us before? I wasn't even paying attention. The minion means something. No, it's not. Is this from, like, Koji and them? Because the lore book or whatever? No, it's not until the reader then takes the tome in hand and the words enter into their eyes, their heart. Only then does the story told in those pages truly come to life. It's like it follows the dialogue. One could say you are not the only protagonist of this grand tale of adventure, but also in a sense one of its authors. Your thoughts, your decisions, your actions all serve to dictate the course of the story. And so we hope that you will continue to enjoy with all your heart your adventures here. May you ever continue to breathe life into this world. Sincerely, a teller of tales. Like the lore team and everything. Dude, that's so cool. Alright, one more. What's the large bottle gonna have? Who's that gonna be from? This is so cool. I really do like that they're letting the other parts of the team, because there's so many people that work on this game, and they work their asses off. And they're so passionate. If you go to FanFest and like you meet these people, they're so hardworking. They are excited for the community. They want to make the community happy. They go extra miles. It's awesome. I even got to meet Yoshi P in an elevator by accident one time. It blew my mind. There's very few times I've been unable to speak, can't find the words, but meeting that dude in person just by happen chance in an elevator is awesome. I love this event. Oh, it's Louis. What is this? Legend Venture, I pray this message finds you well. Though your journey has just begun, I sense you will yet to make a name for yourself. We must all start somewhere, as I once did, and though not every avenue will lead to fame and glory, I have faith in you. What is this? Wherever your travels may lead, always remember this: you are not alone. I'm a huge stupid softie. When you stumble, there are those who would catch you. When you lose your way, there are those who would guide you back to your path. Perhaps someday, you will be the one taking the lead, showing others how it's done. Until then, keep fighting the good fight, and may good fortune befall you. That one makes me think about a lot of people. I warned you guys, I'm a huge softie. That one got to me pretty damn hard. I'll do more of these after, but wow. 'Cause like all of those are super cool. All the messages, Yoshi P having his message and everything, but that last one is, I think, super important, because it makes me think about a lot of the friendships and the relationships that we've made in like our small community through this game, and just like so much more. But I'm also a huge softie, so what do I know? That was really cool. That was really cool. I know it's always a small event, but that's really cool. That last letter really got to me. There's been a lot of friendships, and there's been a lot of moments that would not have been possible that I look really fondly upon because of this game, and being able to like kind of think about it and look at those words. I think this is nice. This is awesome. Gonna have to like reread that a couple times. But yeah, it's been a rough month for not just me, but for a lot of people. So thinking about that message, being there for people, being there for like fellow adventurers and everything like that. That said, I'm gonna stop being emotional. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'll get this video thrown up. Won't be streaming the rest of this week because I'll be out in California. But thank you so much for watching this video, watching me be stupid, dumb, emotional like I am. Love your faces. I'll see you guys next week. You can always follow on Twitch, twitch.tv/SorensBlade. That's where I do primarily most of my streaming of Dissidia and Final Fantasy content. Thank you so much for watching this video, you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you've done this event, you've gotten your Gestola. But, wow. I really enjoyed those letters. It was very, very touching. Anyways, you guys have yourselves a fantastic rest of your week. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Let's skedaddle.